From the great halls of their house, there are assembled three who hope to one day be the world's greatest driving heroes. Created from the cosmic legends of the universe comes our team captain, the Vision, Bill Fisher, and their soon-to-be Wonder Woman, Vicki Fisher, and our Captain Marvel and head flight trainee, Jennifer Scripchuk. Their mission: to fight injustice, share what is right and wrong, to get you out of your house and come out racing with them and serve all mankind. They are the Garage Heroes in Training Team.
Welcome to the Garage Heroes in Training podcast. I'm going to be the host of this episode. My name is Bill. Who else is hosting?
I'm Vicki.
That's right. Vicki, we got guests.
We do.
Since you know them, well, I know one of them. You can do the intro.
We went to go visit, we, as in me, went to go ride in a car with the team Apex Anti-Heroes with our friend Bradley and Anthony Hiddle and Cyrus Palmer. Yes. And oh my gosh, what fun. What fun. We went to High Plains, Bill.
Well, perhaps you should introduce them and not the content. Brad.
I just did. Bradley, say.
We
Hi,
got
everybody.
and new to the podcast, Anthony.
Hello.
All right, Anthony, you're very local to High Plains, I hear.
Yeah, I've never been there before.
Well, I mean, especially now.
Oh yeah, now. I mean, it was a blast. Yeah.
Well.
I'd never had a race car on a track. I've never had any car on a racetrack before that weekend.
Oh, awesome. Brad, you're dumb enough to have done this before, and you continue to keep doing it. So what's the story there?
Long road to hoe, but you guys got me going in this, and it's like, yeah, I'm moving to Denver, and I'm not really willing to let go of that experience. It is definitely unique, and yeah, and it's funny because Anthony and I, when I first started working at the same place as him, I was just like subtly planting the seed of like, this is my dream. I want to get a car built. I want to go do a lemons race. And he was pretty in line. And I mean, maybe you can speak to that better. It's been like 4 years since we had that conversation, Anthony. But yeah, we just
Yeah.
loosely planted the seed. And
Can I just
there we
ask
are.
Anthony one question before that? Anthony, I am 100% sure I know the answer to this. Was he really subtle?
Actually, yes, but
What?
I'm a very direct guy. He was
Okay.
subtle. I think he was just kind of planting the seed with everybody. I always knew I wanted to do lemons. Always. I've always thought it was really, really interesting. And then when he said it, because I was, it's a big overtaking. When he said that, I was like, I'll do it.
There you go. So skipping a little bit to the end, you always wanted to do lemons. It sounds like you knew a little bit about it. Was it everything you thought it would be, or was it different?
Nah, I mean, yeah, it was basically because I only heard of the concept of lemons and then read about lemons on Lemons website. I'd never really seen any of the racing and never really saw any of the shenanigans, as far as like the themes and all that goes. So I really didn't have a huge clue what I was getting into as far as that goes. But I mean, like they spell it out pretty well for you, they're not hiding anything at all. So
Mhm.
it was everything I wanted plus some, I would say. It was great. It was
Excellent.
a really, really good experience.
Awesome. So Brad, you've raced with us twice, right?
Well,
Yes, kind of. I did a test and tune day in the race truck at New Hampshire, and then we went to Pittsburgh together.
Oh, we didn't get another one in? Okay. All right.
well,
No,
he
we
did.
did a driver's ed in New Jersey.
HPDEs, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's think about this. Brad, what was the original plan for you? What were you going to be doing before this race, what brilliant idea did you come up with that you were going to be doing at your first race with your first car of your own? What was your preceding weekend supposed to be?
Ah.
Um, yeah. So, as any spring chicken might have some ambitious ideas in their heads, I thought it would be a super baller move to be as aggressive as we could be on getting the car ready for the race. We literally got the car and got to work on it right away, pretty much. And I'm like, you know what? We're starting out of the gates hot here. I don't want to be chasing our ass the last few days right before the race. So with this mindset in place, we'll have ample time. I know there is NJMP that was running the weekend before,
Mhm.
and how dope would it be to just fly out to New Jersey, race with you guys, have the week off to do whatever little things that we needed to do, fly back, do whatever little tinkering on the car, and then run a race the very consecutive weekend. And a wise birdie told me, this is your first race. Maybe you don't do that. Maybe you just focus on your car. And
And
then
and your first response was, no, 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 we got this, right?
was it?
Yeah. Yeah, it
I
was.
happen to not remember that detail so well.
If you want to, I have it recorded. I could play it for you.
No, that's okay. That's
Okay.
okay.
So looking back,
Uh,
what do you
yeah.
think? What do you think? Racing in New Jersey the week before? That was a great idea, huh?
Considering the 100+ hours per week for the last 2 weeks, Anthony and I were in that same building. We were running like he was there. He'd be there at like 6 a.m. I feel like I would get in at work at 7, do our work day, and then we work on the car for 6 hours immediately after finishing the work day every day for 2 weeks. And we were still tying things together at Test and Tune on Friday after we got to the track. And I'm like, whew, okay. Yeah. Nope. Lesson learned.
Okay. So it looks like we have another guest. Welcome to the
This is
podcast.
Cyrus. Hi, Cyrus.
Hello. Sorry I'm late, guys. I had a little issue to deal with this morning.
No worries. No worries. We've had worse ideas for people not being on time to the podcast, so don't worry. You can't count the number of people we've gotten time zones wrong with. It's amazing. So at least you had a
Wow.
legitimate excuse. So
I had a pretty good excuse. I had two friendly officers come swing by.
You had
Drive-
a
driving.
fun. No, I was dealing with some stuff last night and I overslept, and my kid's mom called the police for a wellness check because I missed her calls and they were freaking out.
Oh.
So I had to speak to those two gentlemen and we're good now. Everything's okay.
Okay.
Everybody's okay. So
well, if it'll help you, they're welcome on the podcast too. I mean,
Jesus.
I bet they are, but I feel they're a little busy with their own
All right.
job.
There you go.
all right. Well, I mean, if we're looking to help our guests in any way we can, so
So
anyway.
proper introductions both ways here. Cyrus, meet Bill.
Yep. Vicki, you put up with her for a weekend.
I
Yep.
wouldn't say put up with her. She was great.
All right. Awesome. Well, we'll get the review of her.
Performance.
Yes. I was going to say things that put me in the bathtub for tonight, so I tried to self-edit. It didn't come out quickly and smoothly though. All right. So let's see. Miss Vicki, you flew out a couple days early trying to get things ready. Oh, wait, we can go back even further. Brad, I suggested that a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, come by and give you a once over as a pre-flight check. How did that go?
Yes. Pat on the back to Anthony here. One of the first things he looked at was the roll cage, and he's like, "Wow, these are some nice welds.
Nice.
Whoever's doing your welds, make sure you give them a heads up. They're doing a good job."
That's awesome.
And Chris does not
And
say
then
that to most
No.
welds.
Chris also, the guy we sent out, he is also a judge at some of the events.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good.
Yep.
That
So
was a worthwhile visit for sure. I
Hmm.
appreciate you coordinating that. And so we had that at about the beginning of him looking at the car, and then he looked at us not having a kill switch in, a fire suppression system in, a whole bunch of other things that needed to come together to pass tech. And he's like, "Oh boy, you don't have a lot of time, but you got a lot of work to do."
He did mention that to me. He said you guys were doing a great job, but there was still much to do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
believe the
So
quote was, "If I were them, I'd be worried, and I'd have to take the week off to finish it." And he's very quick. So you had
Mhm.
2 weeks of work to do. You know,
But they
we
did
got
it.
there. We
They
got
did
there.
it. They did. They
not
did
saying
a
he didn't.
great job.
Hats off to Anthony. He pulled some heavy weight on that.
Yeah, he
Okay.
did.
So Miss Vicky arrived early. She did some prepping stuff.
Hmm.
What was the story there, Miss Vicky?
So I flew out 2 days early. Actually, I left on a Tuesday. I woke up on a Wednesday and I stayed with our great friends, Chrissy Matura and Chris Abbott. And I had went in as a team organizer and as the paddock queen this time around. So I completely structured their sleeping arrangements. We went in and we prepared all the food. Um, and Chrissy and I we killed it. We just spent one
Gentlemen,
entire day.
gentlemen,
Yeah.
how was the food?
Phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yep.
What was it overdone, Miss Vicky, or was it kind of normal, or how did
It's
the
normal.
okay?
It was a normal
We can do
feasting.
better. We can do
Compared to
better.
what we were going to bring on our own, it was incredible. It was a feast.
Yeah, it was no they were properly nourished and they were
Okay.
properly watered down with fluids. So that is, all we can hope for is to keep them, energy full and moving forward. So that was it. The trailer was great. I think everybody kind of did their thing in there, which was awesome. It was fully stocked with whatever we needed. Yeah, it was pretty great.
Awesome. So Cyrus, we didn't cover it in the beginning because you were having so much fun. Uh, First time on track, first time with lemons. What were your thoughts?
It was not my first time on a track. I did
Excellent.
the HDPE event about a month and a half prior to this Lemons event,
It's a good plan.
but I got, I want to say, roughly 60 minutes of seat time
Hmm.
Okay.
for that event. And then a month and a half later, we did the Lemons event. So I'd say I was as new as you can possibly get.
Okay.
Hmm.
What were your
So,
thoughts going in versus what you saw?
For me personally, I mean, being on a track is stressful, and it's not really all that stressful for the HDPE events and wheel to wheel racing when everyone's flying your from your left to right, behind, in front of you. It's a bit of an experience.
Okay.
A little nerve wracking for me when I first started, but after my first session, I was I was feeling pretty good about it.
All
mhm.
right. Excellent. Yeah, lemons is not an HPDE.
No. So I do have a question. Anthony, what is your background with any kind of track time? Because you were killing it. You are not walking in there inexperienced.
I I'd never been in a car on a track, but I've been into go-karts, but I never did anything like competitive go-karting. Like, you go to the go-karting track and you got like your mom and then you have your birthday party and everybody goes around the track.
Hmm.
I've done a lot of that. That
Okay.
was actually all of my experience. Brad made me download a set of Corsa, and I had
Hmm.
like a little practice wheel, and I have good 10 hours into that, maybe 20 hours into that,
Hmm.
because he was nervous for me. He kept saying that. He's like, it's a lot, man. Maybe you should practice. I'm like, I'm not a timid guy, but maybe a little practice is probably a good idea. So I went and got that little simulator. And so that's it. That's all that.
And then the paddock next to us showed up with a simulator.
Yeah, that was huge, by the way.
That
That was
was
clutch.
right next to us. And these
Not,
guys
not,
both had
yeah,
a little party with that.
that was cool. That was super awesome. They're like, "Oh, you've never been on this track before? I got the track downloaded on this simulator." And I'm like, "Cool." I felt like I was only in there for 10 minutes. I think Bradley was saying I was in there for like an
An
hour.
hour.
Yeah, it was an hour, buddy.
Felt like 10 minutes. It was a good long while.
And it had the VR also, the
Yeah,
VR
it was
mask with it.
cool. Hmm.
Well,
Do you
that was
think
very
this?
helpful because they did that. Was it Friday night or Saturday night?
Friday
That
night, I
was
think.
They did that Friday night
this
before they even got on the track, which was
Yeah,
actually chef's kiss for these guys getting ready to go out.
Did the sim
perfect.
time help you for track, or do you think a little bit, a lot? What are you thinking?
Honestly, the sim time, I think it is beneficial. It has its own benefits. I don't think you're going to get breaking points and turn in and kill the lap time. But I think understanding, hey, I got a right turn coming up and a left turn coming up, that can be beneficial. And what's really cool about that simulator too was it had every single station that has your, caution light or whatever light that might come up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in there, I was paying attention because everybody kept saying, "Oh, you're going to get a black flag. You got to pay attention to these stations. You've passed under yellow, all these other, there's a lot of rules, right? I mean, it's not just complete chaos, although it is. But so I did get in the habit of looking at each station as I came around the corner, which did help, I think. That cue, that cue to just take a glance and then race.
Yeah. Cyrus, did it help you out at all, or did you get a chance?
I did get a chance to try the simulator, and everyone else made the simulator look like it was really, really easy. And I couldn't get a whole lap without crashing. So it was helpful for me to see the track in the simulator and
Mhm.
kind of remember where everything is at. But as far as like driving, I couldn't quite figure out the simulator in the 25, 30 minutes I was using it. But
Sounds like you and I need to go to an HPD. We can have a good time. We'll figure it out.
Bill's a phenomenal instructor.
No, that's just because Brad's
Up
never had
to it.
anybody else who's really good.
I mean, that's also true. You are the only person I've sat in the car with for an instructor.
It works out the same. All right, so we beat around the bush. Where were we? Did we say that yet?
High Plains Raceway. Yes.
And where's that at?
Out in the middle of nowhere. Hours east of Denver.
Colorado.
Yes.
Okay.
East of Denver, I believe, right?
All right.
Yes.
So weather expectations for that race vary, I believe, at this time of the year.
Yeah. We leading up to it, I was expecting for the whole week leading up, it said it was going to be raining on Sunday, which was going to make things interesting. And then we ended up getting super lucky and it was just dry.
And
Dry and cool on Sunday, hot as hell on Friday, and somewhere in between on Saturday.
That's not terrible. I mean, there's some advantages to having wet track time. I love wet track time. I'm not sure it's what I want for my first time. And depending on the track, I might not want it at all. But
yeah, the weather started out on like leading up to it was pretty toasty. Friday was pretty warm, and I got a little bit worried about it. But then it gradually got cooler for Saturday, and then Sunday we just woke up with overcast, and just the weather was beautiful. It wasn't glary. It did brighten up towards, I believe, towards the end of the day, but I mean the weather was perfect. I mean, you couldn't
Yeah.
ask for a better day. The weather didn't stress us out whatsoever.
okay. All right. So we've got an E46 330i. Is that what we have?
CI.
All right.
Coupe,
DI?
C.
Oh, C.
It's
C.
it
Okay.
just means coupe, two-door.
Yeah. No worries. Okay. All right. Because I was concerned. I couldn't remember if it was an I or an IX, so I didn't think it was an X though. All right. Very well. So I guess preparing for the race, what needed to be done to the car? Because it was a fully outfitted race car when you picked it up, right?
we bought it like that. with the bow on top. Everything was great. We just showed up. It was awesome.
Nothing but
No.
theming, right? Nothing but theming.
Nothing
Yeah.
but theme.
No.
There was no time for theme.
No.
But we kind of made it work, and we apologized for not having a
Yeah.
theme. And they did kind of say, "Where's your theme?" And we were like, we were lucky to have the car here on time.
Yes.
I said
Well,
they were working until late last night to get that last of that in.
Well, let's make sure that we get the full comprehension of what you say. We were lucky to have the car there on time. Were you on time?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
I
was
mean,
a
we got
couple
out for
little
test and
minor
tune.
things, but
No. Were you
We
planning on doing the practice day?
we were on
Yes.
time we made the tech inspection time and the driver's meeting time, but we were supposed to be there a couple hours earlier, if I'm not mistaken.
oh yeah.
And when we actually got there, if we wanted to do, if we had it our way. So, but we did technically make it on time, but not the time that we were supposed to.
Okay. Because I was going to say, Brad, when did it dawn on you that Vicki went to the track Thursday and you were going to get to the track sometime midday on Friday? When did you think there was a hole in that plan?
I thought, Vicky just being in her typical very prepared fashion, she wanted to be there to get the RV in place, make sure everything was situated, and then she was just kind of camping out. And yeah, I signed up for the second half of Friday for Test and Tune,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, yeah, we just gotta be out there. They're doing Test and Tune all day, so we'll just show up and we'll do our thing, and that'll be that.
It
Such a
was
baby.
very
And
ambitious decision
Such
he
a
was making.
such a
and
baby
then
bird.
so we had a plan to leave by 11 to get there by 12, I think. And Vicky texted us saying, "No, we were going to leave by 12 so we could get up there." And then Vicky texted us saying, "Hey, you're required to be here at 12." And I'm like, "Oh shit." Because yeah, I I never got to see the value. That was the luxury of being a sidekick there with you guys, of what happens on Thursday with getting there,
Hmm.
and having everything prepared, and then you test and tune all day on Friday. And I never really took note of that. And
Well, in all fairness, is that he was looking at lemons. He didn't
yeah,
realize that the test and tune was for the track, and that was a separate link that took you off. So when he did sign up for that, he thought it was just like one whole thing. So the timing exactly wasn't there. So he didn't make that connection. But I had
yep.
mentioned to Chrissy that they, because he was like, yo, on Thursday night, like, where's your team? And I'm like, I don't know. Um,
Oh
and
yeah, definitely. I had some questions because Vicky texted Thursday night and she's like, When's your ETA?" And I'm
yeah,
like, "Why is she asking what our ETA is? That doesn't make
right.
sense to me."
And I was like, I got a whole trailer here for you guys. But they didn't realize that Friday, like all day Friday was work.
Yeah.
They
And
didn't take
practice.
that in
Yep.
practice, but that's when all the tech goes. That's when, the meetings happen for the track, because the track is run separate from Lemons. So they didn't realize that there was actual like teching for that and the preparation for it. And that was just completely separate because they were looking at the Lemons
Lemon
calendar.
schedule. Yeah.
Yeah. And they
And
weren't
I'm like,
looking
"We're
at the
on for Tech It too, so we just got to be there by 1
right.
and we'll be good."
Right. So
Even that,
it was a
no.
lesson learned. But the thing is like on Fridays in Lemons, your work, and this goes for all newbies out there. Um, you want to be there Thursday night because stuff starts happening Friday morning. There's a lot of things that go into place. There's last minute car preps. There is a lot of teching, and if you can get done teching early, there's lines you got to get through. So,
Well, Lemon's tech is scheduled. If you want to get on the track to do practice, that's a separate tech usually,
right,
and it
right,
starts like 8 o'clock.
right. But then you really can't guarantee that your car is, I mean, you can prep your car as much as you can. And sometimes when you get to the track, there's things that you still have to do. There's setting up, there's prepping, there's, just organizing your whole area. It takes time. So yeah,
Okay.
but it was a lesson learned. And they, what, they made it and they squeaked in, but we did have problems with teching for the actual track day. And what was that, Brad?
Did we have issue? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Anthony is a legendary BMW technician. So I had gotten the heads up like, hey, if any of us are going to go out and do practice, we have to sign up through the track. And then we were optimistic, and this is ignorance is bliss right here, but we were optimistic that like if one of us had the registration, all of us could drive the car. And then we showed up in the track office to get our wristbands for test and tune. And we were going to try to do a handoff after we learned it's one driver per sign up. And I was
Which
going to
was
try to trans
it was like $150, right?
it was $170
Yeah, $170 per driver.
per
Depends
driver,
on the
which was
track.
like, yeah.
We
So
thought it
that
was per car.
It's never that low.
I had read it was per driver, which is why I gave the guys the heads up. Um, but still, like that, some things may be in writing and may not be so once you're actually there. So we tried to do like a driver switch, and Glenn, the track owner, was like, "You guys got to figure this out way earlier than 10 minutes before the driver meeting." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, I agree."
We're new.
And yep.
Won't happen again, sir.
So they shot us down on having our legendary technician take the car out for test and tune to bed the brakes and just make sure everything felt solid. And yeah, that did not work out. So I was the only one that took it out. I think I only put 4 laps on the car that day too.
So let's go back in time.
Okay.
We're sitting at Watkins Glen.
Oh no. Why do you always have to bring this up?
Brad's first HPDE, so rock solid, so ready to go, so many problems getting to the track. Gets to the track, Brad.
No joke.
We struggled. The struggle was real. We got the car there.
Struggle
Life was
real.
good. And then what was missing?
My name wasn't on the list.
Why, Brad? Why?
Bill, it's because you need to complete the registration.
There it is. So let's see. Let's fast forward now.
Hey.
Brad, perhaps you should read the registration.
I mean, I did the registration, okay? Like I went all the way through it. We got out on track. That was done.
Yeah.
We raced. That registration was done.
He's just dragging on you now, Brad. He's just dragging on you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's been a while since you've seen me.
Is it we got on track or you got on track?
Well, okay. Brad did take that run, and that's fine. But we did make up for it. It was a little messy, but we thought that the best person who should go into the car first was Anthony, because he was lead mechanic and he would understand the car if there was anything going on with it. Okay. So and the only reason why we allowed that to happen was because it was like a 2.2 mile track with only like 84 cars on it. So we just figured, like, if it was like 120 like we normally have, I would not have done that. But we put Anthony out. I coached him and told him what to do, and
for first session on Saturday, correct?
Yeah, for first session. It's not recommended that we do that, but I was thinking of the safety of the car first.
Can I ask one question of Anthony and Cyrus, just particularly? Vicky's referring to this as there's only 80 cars out on the track. Now, granted, she's used to it. Is the word only 80 cars on track. Is that word only applicable to you too, or was that a little bit of a sticker shock, shall we say?
You
Let me know.
understand.
Right.
Okay.
Well, listen, when we did this too, I made sure Anthony was the last one or one of the last ones going out, because that way everybody was already ahead of him and he could get a little bit of chance to kind of work the track out.
Yeah,
There,
I
there
will.
was a
I will
strategy.
admit. I will admit, yeah, only 82 cars. I mean, I have no frame of reference. It sounds like a lot of cars, but
It's a
you
big
get out
track.
there and it's kind of weird, they put you all out there, you drive around in a circle for X amount of time, and then all of a sudden they give you the green flag and you go and race, right? And so that actually I think was beneficial for me too, because again, I'd never been on a track in a car. And I've never been on that track in a car. And I played the sim racer, and that was it. But being out in the car and having those first few laps, no stress, just follow the car in front of you.
Yep.
That was pretty beneficial.
Yeah.
There was a strategy because of the situation we were in. So we made the best of it.
Okay.
It worked out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Was there a track walk this weekend?
Yes.
Did we
Yes.
partake?
We did that on Friday night.
Ah, that's even better.
And Mental took Cyrus under his wing, and Anthony and Brad. Oh, Brad wasn't there.
Nope, I passed
No.
out.
Yeah. Anthony was with Chris.
Oh,
And
excellent.
both of them, they took a deep dive with Anthony and Cyrus, which was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Was that
Actually,
helpful
Chris,
to you guys?
Actually, you know what? I think I lied. Chris did on Friday take me around the track for
That's
probably.
right. I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot about that. When I said I'd never been in a race car around a track, I'd never been driving in a race car around a track. Chris took me one time, not just one time, but he took me probably 7 laps, I would say. Probably a good 7 laps around the track. And I just sat there and watched, obviously, right? And he kind of pointed, after he took a few laps, and then he kind of started explaining what was going on, which was really nice. That was hugely beneficial, by the way.
I thought when Anthony came in that he was going to throw up just by the look on his face. But that's not what he was doing. That man, his brain just became a computer and he was downloading. He downloaded everything Chris did. And like I was just watching him compute at that point.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But I mistook him thinking he was going to get sick with him just digesting.
So, Cyrus, you got to walk around the track with Mental. Are your ears still ringing?
No, but he was fantastic. He was able to answer my questions and explain things in a way that I understand without the high pace. I'm already on the track trying to explain it to me, which helped. I was able to remember a little bit from my last event that I did and kind of tweak what I was doing before. And he was able to explain it in such an easy way to understand.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't just explain it like, this is the line, you're going to drive this and you're going to be good. He's like, this is how you drive it fast. This is what I turn in. This is what I follow. This is how I'm doing it, which helped so much. The last instructor I had, he was great, but he's trying to explain things with my first time on the track, and I couldn't think fast enough to hear him out what he was trying to explain while he's in the car with me, compared to walking slowly on the track and I was able to remember all of those turn-in points, where I should be putting my car, and how to hit some of these turns as fast as these guys are hitting them.
And what's really nice is that Mental didn't use like racer lingo. He didn't use acronyms. He didn't use, the alphabet of whatever, he really broke it down into like a layman's for him. And he made it really fun. Like I was walking with Cyrus and we were answering the questions. And when we were doing this, they had them actively walking the line as you should on where your car is supposed to be. and had them turn around and say, look at the elevation. This is what your car's going to do. So don't be afraid. You can actually hit this hill at this speed because your car is going to compress and it's going to stick to the track. So they were actually breaking all that down, which was, in a way that wasn't, too racer lingo. So it was pretty great.
Cool. Any surprises or big takeaways from the track walk?
For me, the being able to see the elevation and like how the track will is angled towards you or towards a turn.
Mhm.
I didn't pick that up when I was on the track the first time.
Right.
Oh, I was just trying to understand what I was doing, but walking on the track and seeing kind of how the track is designed, I was able to be a lot more confident around some of these big turns because I'm like, well, the car's just going to grab it and go. Whereas before, I was just trying to figure out how the car felt. So it very, very helpful on being able to actually see the track and the elevation and how the turns look from a track walk perspective compared to just being in the car.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Anthony? Anything?
Oh, I think that if you are competitive and you're not doing a track walk, I think that you are missing out. Yeah, there's a lot of little subtle details you can pick up walking. And then again, I mean, you're going slow around these corners, you're walking pace. So you have plenty of time to think about exactly what's going on in that corner. I mean, you can go around a track without doing the track walk, sure, but I think if you're serious about it and you're, competitive, you're missing out completely without doing that.
Yeah, I think one of my mentors for racing was, the F1 drivers walk the track. They've been there before, They're decent drivers, they got some things under their, and they go walk the track. So why aren't you? I'm like, okay, I'll get my shoes.
Fair enough.
All right, so Saturday we got to go through tech. How did tech go?
Tech went really well for us. We were kind of scrambling to get some of our foam pads put on our roll cage.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the guys, I mean, everyone was looking at our really shiny car and they wanted to come and see and poke a little bit of fun. But we essentially got teched in our paddock.
Oh.
Yes.
Which was awesome because we were already running late. We were running behind. So they basically teched us in our paddock. And then when we actually went through tech, we really just did the check for theme. And we had no theme, obviously, but
we did our best. We called our car raw meat because our team was basically raw meat.
It showed.
I take credit for the adding the prop of freshly cut grass in the front grill.
Yep.
Nice. All right, so speaking of themes, you guys didn't have time because Brad was busy going to New Jersey racing, and so any themes stand out? We'll do that part now. Any themes for the weekend?
Bowser was cool.
Bowser was awesome. Bowser was a blazer.
They were also really, really fast. I think they got first in their B class.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
And they were dressed up like the Mario Brothers, and they had their kids with the little shell backs, the little Bowser shells on their backs. Pretty cool. That was kind of cool.
And they had these little bottles of Fireball liquor, and and Mario would come around and do the little woohoo, and he would throw little Fireball whiskeys at people, which was hilarious. Yeah. I remember there was one that was a Hawaiian, and they had like palm trees, and they were all dressed as sharks. I saw that. What else did I see that was pretty clever? Chris and Chrissy did Night at the Roxbury, I think it was, from the SNL. So the whole weekend they did that. Their car really wasn't themed though.
They dislocated their neck the entire weekend.
Yes, they literally when they got home, because I was still staying with them, they had to take aspirin, and they had like these like things to kind of remove the knots in their shoulders because they kept doing that with their neck. Trying to think about what other themes that I'd seen. we were so busy that we really didn't get a chance to see I think one was birthday cake. One car had like little painted sprinkles all over it. So when they were coming in from the checker, the guy was just like, "Thank you for coming to my birthday," and he kept handing out these little gift bags, like party bags to everybody. He just kept chucking them in the car. "Thanks for coming to my birthday." And he just kept doing that. I think there was two sprinkle cars actually. I think one was a donut when they were doing a donut theme. But yeah, they did have themes go through, but they didn't really carry their themes through the weekend. Like say for instance, the Bowser car did and what Chris and Chrissy did.
Okay. All right. So let's get to racing. We'll talk a little racing today. Why not? How did Saturday start off? I think it was Anthony, right?
Yep. I mean, the first few laps were just running cars, and then they green flag it, and I was so paranoid I was going to miss a station. I think that's the biggest thing that happens when you first start racing. You really don't super care. You don't care about hitting the corners perfectly right away. Anyway, obviously, you got a long weekend ahead of you. You're trying to get the car felt out, especially us because we didn't have barely any time out there. And so I was worried I was going to miss a station or do something wrong. I was afraid I was going to do something wrong. I mean, that was the biggest thing. So it took about 3 laps of me just getting in the habit of being able to go the whole track with looking at every single station, not going off the road, obviously. And then I started, trying to put some lap time down.
Mm-hmm.
And then by that time, I mean, that's probably 8 laps in because you run in a circle for 5 laps. And then you go about 3 laps in full race, race mode, I should say. Everybody's probably kind of just getting in too. So after about 3 laps, yeah, I mean, that's about how much you got to warm up. And then you just get in the habit. I think that was the biggest thing that Chris said too. And what a great guy, by the way. And he was kind enough to take me around on the track, and he said one of a very important thing, many very important things, but a very important thing is to make sure that the second you can look at the next corner station, always look at the next corner station. The moment that it's available to see, you should be looking at it immediately.
Absolutely.
And so,
absolutely. All right. So who went next?
I drove after him.
And how'd it go?
Things were pretty great. I mean, it didn't feel like there was as many cars out there as there was. I mean, I was driving an hour and some change after the race started, so everyone was pretty well spaced out. So I was able to kind of just hop on there and drive like normal. Like the traffic was very minimal my first session.
We had him in for 45 minutes. And I don't know how long we had Anthony in, but
We did about an hour.
yeah, so
we
we started them out that way so they can acclimate to the track.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course that Cyrus and I shared a Hans, and then Anthony and Brad shared a Hans. So I happen to have extra helmet pins for Cyrus. So
you guys alternated in that order?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I
As
would
well as we
say.
could.
Yeah, but it worked out well. I don't think we really had any hiccups.
All right, cool.
Mhm.
So who got in next?
I think I did because we were trying to push Brad to the end, or Anthony to the end. I think is what we were trying to do because we wanted one of them, to experience a checker.
Okay.
So I went in for 2 hours. Yeah,
Okay.
the standard.
How do you like the track?
I love the track. I love the track. The track is built really well to where it flows easy if you hit it just right. I was really surprised. I would compare it a little its smoothness and with some of its elevation. Granted, it's not as big of elevations, but to Pitt, the way that Pitt forms and runs and the smoothness of it, I would compare it to that. It was freshly paved.
Oh.
So that was freaking awesome. But yeah, once you kind of got how the the apexes are supposed to turn and how everything is supposed to work out. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
So, Cyrus, when you went to the HPD, was it same paving?
No, that was before they had repaved it. So it was definitely not nearly as grippy as it was for our Lemons event.
Okay.
It was a bit more slick. Like trying to compare from a month and a half ago, like it wasn't that crazy difference. I was also driving an all-wheel drive car.
Hmm.
Same chassis, just all-wheel drive.
What'd you have for
And
tires on that?
that's the key right there.
Some like all season summer
Hmm.
tires. Like I
Yeah.
did nothing to prep the car for that except for like fluids.
Hmm.
I just wanted to get on the track, so I did the bare minimum and showed up.
Awesome. All right. So, Brad, you got in next. How'd it go?
Um, it was good, man.
I think you did
It
like an
was a
hour and a half.
I did an hour and 45 and I was toasted by the end of the hour 45. But um definitely just that's the first time I've been in a car um driving this year. So it was shaking off a little bit of rust. But no, like traffic management, like that like a lot of props to the car because the car just puts power down decently well. Um that's odd. Um
How was it
yeah, like
relative to the Civic? Because that was the last car you drove on track, right?
honestly, I really loved the Civic. The Civic was so fun too. It was just like such a light car that had so much grip. That the vibration on the straights from the tires was not my favorite part about the Civic, but we could leave that there. Um, hint hint flat spots.
Yeah, I was going to
I,
say
I,
somebody
I knew
flat
exactly what it
spotted.
was. I was just waiting for somebody to
Wasn't going to say it.
I am
maybe.
the power
Whoopsie.
ABS baby.
Yeah, they had
Um,
ABS on their car, so yeah, it
yeah,
was
I
pretty
used that
good.
ABS a couple times too, but
It's good to have it when
no.
you need it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And definitely having experienced flat spots on tires, that was a relief to have. But yeah,
Round
just
is
like
round is good.
what's really cool is so I was working on instructor training back in April, and it was a really interesting thing, which I don't know how this typically works, but they throw you in the car with an instructor and then they role play a novice student.
Hmm.
Um, but like you have some timeouts, you have at least in my session, we had some timeouts where like he would just resume driving normally, which guy's name was Austin. He was a phenomenal driver in a GR86. Um, and what was cool is we got to a point where like, hey, at a higher level, here are the fine details of the track to pay attention to and try to get your student to focus on to just optimize what they can get out of the car. And what was really cool, even though I have no seat time this year, was taking some of those lessons from the passenger seat and applying them to just like a couple of different turns, like there's like a sweeping turn, a left, right, left that goes onto the start finish straight.
Hmm.
And one thing I took away from his lesson is you see the bollard, you turn. You're not even going to see the curbing yet, but you're going to turn. And if you time that right with the bollard that's sticking up, like you'll take all of the curbing on that and you'll carry a ton of speed through the turn, which I'm like, damn, okay, I wasn't driving the track like this last year when I came out here, so that was awesome. Um, and I knew there was like an experience level difference that kind of put me on my back foot. But going up turn 11, which is this, you come in kind of hot, you brake hard, you turn right, and it's a tighter uphill right-hander. And I just remember him pointing out like you kind of bring it in, you kind of bring it in until you see this slight defect on the inside line, and
Hmm.
that's where you want to kiss, like have the tires kiss that line, and you can come out of that full throttle. And
Hmm.
what was super awesome was just, oh, I never noticed that defect when I was out here before. Um, and then genuinely, it was super awesome, just like incorporating racecraft into this because I would have a car in front of me and it's like, how do I get the speed on them to get alongside them before we go into that S bend downhill? And it would be super awesome because that, like, the car I'd be following would be like in the middle of the track, and I would be watching for that one spot of the paint. And then I would kiss the car there, full throttle, and I would be like on the inside, and the car would just drift to the outside of the track. So like I know I look super busy in their mirror, but I could also carry so much speed up the hill.
Mhm.
It was cool just to like refamiliarize myself with like the right lines and the right marks. But then also to get familiar with the car too. That
It's
car is so
smooth.
awesome. It just feels so good.
It
It
is
was
the
it was a
easy.
great first session.
It is the easy button. All right, so Brad gets out. I think who finishes the day?
I
So it's
finished the
Hiddle
day.
and Cyrus.
But Anthony got in before after Brad, and then I finished the day with the last 40
Okay.
minutes or so.
Yep, he took
Uh,
the checker. Cyrus took the checker first day.
we talking Saturday? No, I believe that
Saturday.
Yeah, on Saturday he did because
Brad finished Saturday.
No,
No.
Oh, you're
No, you
Cyrus
hopped in
did
after
because
me.
remember we
Cyrus did. Yep.
we got I think
You're right.
was it Brad? Somebody poured water in his helmet.
Well, I was trying to pour water down his neck, and he did this with his shoulders, so I had to dump it into his face mask. I'm sorry. That's how it is.
I mean,
Was that
this is the
Cyrus or was that
sacrifices
me?
for winning.
That was Cyrus
that was
and
you
you,
too.
actually.
Nice.
So how's taking a checker there, big guy?
I was very tired going into that session. I didn't realize it until after I started.
Mm-hmm.
So when that checkered finally came, I was very happy. It was nice. I was able to. It was just cool to see being able to come out and see what everyone does because I didn't even see the checkered until I got to the end near the front straight. Everyone was lining up. I'm like, oh, I guess we're done. So I didn't catch it until I just jumped in line to get off the track. But it was really cool to see everyone line up and cheer and scream and yell as everyone's coming off after the first session or the first day.
Yep, we threw water at his car. High five going through. Everybody's cheering.
So made it through tech, made it through the first day. The weekend's a win.
Also, I give everybody on the team props because Three Pedal Mafia, so politely next to us, was betting on if we would make it an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, or 3 hours before we got our first black flag. And we went all day with no black flags.
Mm-hmm.
True.
All
Did
day
you?
Saturday.
All
Did
day
you?
Saturday. All day
Okay.
Saturday.
Saturday, no black flags.
All right, very well. All
Mm-mm.
right, I'll let this one slide. All right. So I get a call from Brad Saturday night. I'm guessing
Yep.
before the potluck. And Brad's ready to just kick back and relax. And I'm like, Brad, that's not it.
Yep. Yeah,
Mhm.
no. And it's definitely something that I take your point because I look around and all the other teams, they're like jacking up the cars, they're moving tires around, they're checking brakes, like they're underneath the cars, and it's like, I feel like yes, we should be doing that, and I think that's when we took a peek at the front tires and a lot of hard right-handers. So the outer shoulder of the left tire, um, was taking some abuse. So we just did a side-to-side swap on the fronts. Rears were looking pretty
Mhm.
good.
hmm
Um, and then I got together with Anthony and I'm like, hey man, like here's what everybody else is doing. And Bill's barking at me here a little bit. You,
I'm
you take the
barking.
lead from here.
Just being safe.
Yes. And yeah, you are.
So Anthony, how upset were you at the person you've never met that's telling you what you have to do?
Oh, not at all. No, absolutely not. Look here. I have a lot of experience working on cars. I'm a very good technician. That's fine, but I don't have any experience working on race cars on race day doing race stuff.
Right.
Like, I knew I needed to put camber in the front. I maxed out the factory camber. It's not
Mhm.
enough, by the way. So I'll be changing that. So there's just a lot of things that, as a regular service mechanic working on, mom and dad's, BMW X5, yeah, I don't see. And so I was very appreciative.
Okay.
And then, we kind of came up with a plan to swap side to side, even though those are directional tires. It looks like we weren't going to plan on hitting any rain. In the rain, switching a directional tire can be,
Right.
risky. But with no rain, what's the point? Who cares? Yeah, we swapped them side to side and it worked out great.
Right. So, did Brad tell you my tip that will hopefully save you time at the next race?
No.
Paint pens.
Or maybe he did. I don't remember.
Paint pens are your friend.
Oh, paint. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, to mark the bolts that you tightened them.
Mark the
Mhm.
bolts. Just torque them to whatever spec you need. Mark the bolt, and then you don't have to torque everything the next time.
Well, I do think that marking it after you torque it is beneficial. Yes.
Yes.
Just to know that you did torque it.
Yes,
Mhm.
both. And then you can-
That is extremely a thing in racing.
Yeah.
Everybody
yeah.
does it.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's so much easier to just look and see, oh, the bolt moved. Oh, we've got to do something. The bolt didn't move. Oh, we're probably okay.
Mhm.
I did fight back on that.
That's okay.
The bolt moving. Now,
Mhm.
to be completely fair, and I actually will agree with this 100%. When you're putting aftermarket parts on your car, some of these parts are tried and true and tested, and some of them are not. When you're
True.
starting to use hardware and parts that aren't necessarily made to be in the same place at the same time, absolutely they will move. And I 100% agree with you. But that car was 100% factory, minus the roll cage, obviously.
Mhm.
Right.
Those bolts, they don't move. They move if you don't tighten them. I
Well,
can tell you that. But
the bolts don't move when you don't do to them what you're doing to them on a racetrack. So you hit enough
Fair,
rumble strips, you hit enough
Mhm.
high
That
G
car is
turns.
going under a whole lot of stress.
So
True.
it's like a belt and suspenders thing,
Mhm.
That's
Can't
fair.
hurt.
That's fair.
Plus it
No,
makes life a
absolutely.
lot easier Saturday night when you just have to crawl in there, look at some lines, and say, "Oh, we're good."
Mhm.
Yeah.
We did see a car lose a wheel on the track.
Couple
So
of them.
Usually they know where it is. They just don't have it with them.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they were stuck in the car while their wheel was rolling down the hill. So
Yeah. Those wheels are fast without a car, though. I'll tell you, they just whoosh. So yeah, that's not what you want to do, especially at your first race. So
Oh, we had no concerns about the lugs. Those puppies were torqued.
No, that is a concern. Over torquing is also bad.
yes, one Ugga Dugga, not two Ugga Duggas, right?
Yeah. 1.5 Ugga Duggas each. Let's not go
Wait.
5, okay?
Yeah. I have snapped the bolt. I mean, Miss Vicki
Bill.
got inch pounds and foot pounds mixed up on a bolt one time. That was fun.
Hey.
Maybe you've heard this saying, maybe not, but somewhere along the way, a piece of wisdom that was shared with me was if it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing.
That's words to live by, buddy. I don't know who said that. That's a great person, whoever said that, Somebody wise and dazzlingly good looking. Anyway, so Saturday night you got prepped for the weekend finish on Sunday. You woke up Sunday morning, you had tons of energy, raring to go. Nothing happened Saturday night. Everything was fine. You guys were like a fine-tuned athletic machine from what I hear.
Yeah.
Anthony discovered what malort is.
Oh,
did somebody had
you?
He got malorted.
Oh,
and a beer
man.
chaser with the hole in the can.
It's not often I get to cut loose. All right. I got a family, I got a wife and kids, and they ended up going to Thailand ahead of me. So it was just me and my own devices. And, I was at a race and I had a little bit of fun.
It was fun.
So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. And the next morning was interesting too. Yeah, you know how it works.
We tried to
So
make him last in car because we saw him for Saturday night. We're like, oh, Anthony's not going to be first in car.
no, no,
No,
no.
no, 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 no.
I think I was third in car, which was good. I think I hit the track right around noon. That was a good amount of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain things that you do on a Saturday night at Lemons which shall remain, what happens in Lemons stays in Lemons. But then there's other things you need to fear. Now, Tim Burr would
Yeah, that
volcanic
guy.
Oh, corruptible.
easily.
He is a funny guy.
He is. But I rumor has it he has a hollow leg. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
They had such a party going on in their paddock. Actually, they had an entire obviously potluck, but their potluck was different than the potlucks on the East Coast that we're used to, because normally we would go ahead and take over like an entire garage. When they have carports, so what they did was that they just moved tables out in front of their carport at the end of their cars, and each station would have something. So you would go from station to station for whatever they were hosting. A lot of meat at this one.
So
A
it's like
lot
a
of
trunk
meat.
or treat.
Yeah, it was almost like, yeah, that's what it kind of felt like. And then just across from them, a couple people also set up tables. And I
Mhm.
think one of them had like an entire taco table, like a soft taco table. They just put tacos all over the table, and they would just put stuff, soft shells, and they would just put stuff in each of them. You just walk by and you fold one up, and you just walked away. I think there was a hot dog cart. There
Oh,
was
there
a hot
was.
dog station. There was a guy making pizza at the end.
There was a
Um,
spaghetti-o fountain.
somebody had a spaghetti fountain. And I think they had like little hot dogs or something that you put in it or something. I forget, like little wieners or whatever. There was a little group of kids, and I don't think any of them were over maybe the age of 10. And they had a lemonade stand, and they raised like $250 for Lemons of Love,
Nice.
which was amazing. And they had that sitting out front. But yeah, you would just go from station to station. It was pretty awesome.
Well,
And of course, our station contribution between the two of us was a massive cooler of Coors Light or Coors beer,
Coors Banquet.
and dessert. We brought
Got to
dessert.
keep the people happy.
Yep.
if only you knew somebody at Coors, that would be helpful.
Yep. Chrissy works for Coors.
Yeah, it's not a
Yep.
problem there. All right, so
How long has
potluck.
Christy worked? Oh, sorry.
What's that? Go
About
ahead.
6 months, I think. Yeah.
Christy's worked for Coors for about 6 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They moved here less than a year ago. So
So potluck up to your standards, guys? Did you get enough food? Did you
I got
refresh
spoiled.
yourselves?
I got spoiled. We were
mhm.
working on the tire swap, and I asked my dear better half to focus on gathering, and she just like kept running out, grabbing something, coming over. She had food, and then she'd take off and she'd come back with something different. So I got spoiled Saturday night for sure.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Anthony, did you get enough to counteract some of Tim Burr's machinations?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, you go out there, like, didn't see food was not an issue. Food wasn't a problem at all. A lot of people it was very, very good people, right?
Yep.
Everybody's bringing a bunch of food. Everybody's having a great time. It was a really good culture. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent.
Food was good, by the way.
Good way to put it.
Cyrus, up to your standards?
Oh, absolutely. The food was great. The people were even better. Everyone was so excited to give you their food and say hi and ask you how you're doing.
Well, it's nice because what I hear, you're in the middle of nowhere, so it's not like you're driving around the corner to the McDonald's or something.
Yeah, the food definitely beat McDonald's.
Okay.
Leaps and bounds better.
All right. Very well. So some of you woke up on the morning of Sunday. One of you, maybe not, but whatever, it's fine. How did
Facts.
Sunday start off?
I started today.
Yep.
So I finished Saturday and I got to start Sunday. And kind of the same experience as what Anthony got. We started a couple of laps before everyone started going crazy. And I was able to experience a lot heavier traffic starting the day out on Sunday compared to my Saturday session.
Right.
Mhm.
Did you feel any better in the car after sleeping some of the night?
That was my best track session out of all 3 sessions I did. And I pushed the car a lot harder. I felt a lot more comfortable going around turns and passing people and dealing with all the traffic.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. All right, cool. Who got in next? Was that Brad?
Vicki.
I
Vicky?
think I did, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, did the 2 hours. We tried to really balance things out. I looked at the schedule because it was a short day. I think we started at 9 or 10. I forget. But we only
9.
got done, yeah, but we got done at 3.
Oh, that is a short day.
It is a short day. So we really tried to balance things out. And I think we had a whole radio thing problem. We didn't have radio. So we actually that was a whole other story about how we kind of worked around that.
Mm-hmm.
But Cyrus going out, we tried to push Cyrus to an hour to see how comfortable he would be, just to kind of balance things out. And then I went in for 2. And then we talked to Anthony, yeah, on Sunday.
There's only 5.
And then we tried to figure out how long Anthony could go, and then having Brad finish up.
Okay.
So it was all a timing thing. And trying to balance it out. Yeah.
Okay. Anthony, no throwing up in your helmet, right? Mission accomplished?
No, we're good. We're good.
All
Nope.
right, very good.
Held it all down.
All right, good. It's not any better the second time, just letting you know.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Yeah.
How was the
Mhm.
second time in the car?
No,
Second
it
day.
was good. I felt very comfortable going in.
Nice.
The day before, because each of us did 2 sessions the day before. I think Cyrus and I each went out an hour the first time. We were supposed to only go 45 minutes, of course, but we were still trying to work out, seeing when our number was coming up in the paddock, or not, the hot pits, because we were
Hot
having
pitting.
trouble seeing. It's not that you couldn't see; it's that you had to look at the last second before you're braking for corner 1 before you
Right.
could see. We were new drivers, and I was not used to. I was already trying just to get to stations and make sure I wasn't making any stupid choices down. But then near the end, we did finally see where we could see the sign, where we could see our number, and when we could pit. So, yeah, Cyrus and I overdid our first session by 15 minutes the first time.
Did you have a clock in the car?
No. Well, we did have
We did.
Well, it stopped working. There's an instrument cluster clock, and they're prone to breaking. And you have to, when you turn the button, there's a little clip that it pushes on.
Yep.
And they're known for breaking. The left side was already broken. It broke the right side, so the instrument cluster was done anyway.
Okay.
So then I think anyway, long story short, so I think we each went out an hour the first time, then we went out an hour and a half the second time, or I think I went out an hour 45 the second time.
Mm-hmm. I tried to put my Apple Watch in there and try to zip tie it in there, but then I think by the time Brad got in, the vibrations were creating an issue, and the phone was reading vibration and sending up messages about that. But it worked pretty well for me, so I knew exactly. It took the stress out of when you can actually see your time, because until then you have no idea when you're coming in, because you lose track out there. You just think so you're either looking over at the pit or you're just like going. I remember, was Cyrus or was it Anthony that we actually had to have them black flagged? So yeah, because he had lost complete track of his time in the car, and we kept trying to flag him down, but he didn't see that. So we actually had to have them black flag him in, so he would do the he would do the rotation.
That was me.
Yeah, that was you. It was
I thought I was like, oh, great. Wonder what I did.
Yep.
No worries.
Yeah.
All right. We don't count that as a black flag. However,
No.
I would say we probably did half hot pits because it was the first time out for the car. And we had already made a decision that we were just going to drive our best, but we weren't competing. We were learning. So if there was anything that was going on with the car, even Chris recommended bring it in, double check things, check your tires. And it's a good thing we did because one of our tires were like super low on that day. It was like 24 pounds.
On
PSI.
Sunday,
Yeah. Yeah.
it was at 19 psi for the front left tire. Yeah.
Right. So
Oh,
it was a
that's the
good
one
thing
you
we
want to be
did.
19 psi too, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah, but it was after running it
No, I
yeah.
know.
after Cyrus came in the second day, it was at 19 psi.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
they were
Sorry.
learning about tire temperatures and what it does to the heat does to the tires. So we were adjusting them to try to get the sweet spot before, so we would know for next race. So we end up doing that. Like I said, about half the time.
Okay.
Until we got to sort it out.
Played it safe.
Mhm.
Sounds good. Miss Vicki, how was your black flag? I mean, how was your stint?
My stint was going
Ooh.
really, really well.
Intel.
Really, really well. Yeah. Well, I think like on the first day, I voluntarily came in because I didn't have a radio and knew I wasn't competing, but I had accidentally before the S's on the straight, I had absolutely squeezed a car off. And it was because I went in a little too hot and I didn't, but I just drove in and I went I went and the guy's like, "So why are you here?" And I said, "The guy behind me, it's not his fault. I squeezed it off." He goes, "Did you make contact?" And I said, "No." I said, "But I'm also not competing today." So he said, "I thank you for your contrition. Go ahead on back out." And I said, "And also tell him I'm really sorry." So I found out later that he said apology accepted, and that we all went back out. But that was a voluntary. But the second one, I don't know how that could have been read because it was me, I think car 94, which was also, I think, like a SUV, like an SUV, and Chrissy. And the three of us were all kind of going back and forth a lot. And Chrissy had decided because we were coming up really fast, and obviously our car is faster, but theirs is quicker in the turns. Like they can get you in the turns and everything, but we can get them just by sheer power.
That's the drivers, not
That's the drivers, yes. But Chrissy was in and she saw the three of us were all kind of knotted up. So at right around, I think it was turn 8, which was the dog leg, not on the backside before you hit the launch, but the second one that comes around. 8, when we were going in, there was no black flag. No yellows. And then Chrissy, right on the bend, did a point by for me and the SUV. So the SUV went first, and then I came back in right in front of her. And as soon as I made that turn, we saw the yellow flag. But we were at that point side by side, and she backed off, and I kind of went in and just sorting it out. And then I got called in for a black flag, and I'm like, "Oh, Chrissy, that was diabolical, right?" So I went in, and Chrissy
evil Chrissy.
Evil Chrissy. So Chrissy had radioed in and she goes, "I think I screwed Vicki." And she says it wasn't her fault. She goes, "It was us." And she explained there was no yellow flag on 7, but as soon as you went on 8 and whatever those two flag stations are, as soon as they came around, the yellow flag was there. And that's what I told him. I said, as soon as we saw the yellow, we all started sorting ourselves out. So he sent us out, but I don't know if we officially got the yellow flag or the black flag because of it.
We did officially.
Yeah, but at that point, and she said there was nothing on the one and then on that bend, but at the same time, when somebody was doing a point by, you're concentrating on trying to make that turn. That's where the focus is so you can get past them safely. And then, yeah.
So you got a black flag.
I got a black flag for that.
All right. So let's
Yeah.
look at the conniving Miss Matura here.
Diabolical, I told her.
she finished with her partners in crime 28th in the race. You guys finished 32nd in the race.
Hmm.
Uh,
Oh,
you know what? You're roughly 7 or 8 minutes behind them on track.
Hmm.
Suspicious. Very
What
suspicious.
what takes 7 to 8 minutes?
A black flag.
A black flag. Huh.
Yeah. So she was jumping up and down. She goes, "I am so sorry. I am so
Make it.
sorry that
She's so
happened."
sorry that she beat you. I'm just saying, whatever. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well
Yeah.
well,
played.
to be
I
fair, they
do
also
have to
had,
say that was well played. Go ahead, Anthony.
well, I was going to say, to be fair, they also had a wheel bearing failure, which took probably a good 20 minutes to fix in the
Yeah.
middle of the race, too.
Yep.
That's part of racing. Conniving to commit your friend to a black
Fair,
flag is not part of
fair.
racing, you know?
I was like, "Oh, Chrissy." She got out. She goes, "Vic, I am so sorry that
She's not sorry enough to give you the places though. Anyway, all right. So Brad, you finished the day?
Yeah,
How'd it go?
it was it was awesome. It was a rodeo of a session. There were some things happened in that session.
Finish of the day gets a little frisky.
Yeah. There were a couple instances of just blockades of cars, and I had a really interesting conversation with one of the guys Saturday night about like, yeah, when you get those, like that's where the fun is at. And I saw some shenanigans. There was one instance I am side by side with a car, following two cars that are also side by side, followed by two cars that are side by side. And I think we had three cars total behind us. And going into the S's before start and finish, one car behind us said, "Hell with it. I'm gonna dive bomb through the middle of Brad and his competitor and the pair of cars in front of them, which were literally at turn entry. So those cars are coming together tighter as this guy is trying to wedge his way in." And I was like, "Oh my God, we're looking at a multi-car pileup on this." Um, and so, like, me and the guy next to me, we just kind of backed off and gave space because it's like, I don't know what's going to happen with that. I just don't want to be tied up in it. Um, that took about 5 laps to navigate. There was another cluster of cars that was probably seven, seven total I had come up on. And somehow, some way, I can't remember the details of it, but I had just
That
taken the
sounds like Chrissy
outside.
talking.
Um, yeah, it was like I just picked the right line, I guess, and nobody decided to like move in my way and like box me out. So I just got by everybody nice, clean and easy. I had there was a Porsche Boxster that was out there that we were kind of running the same times. He had passed me, I had passed him, he had passed me again, and we were going down start and finish straight, and I got a great run on him and was trying to implement some racecraft and strategy here of actually just like leaving him behind me and being able to create some distance. Slower car in front of him. I had speed on him. So I took the inside lane, and maybe that's a dick move, maybe that's racing, but my thought was I'm just going to box him in behind the slower car, which he's going to lose his speed. I'm going to create distance here. So I am literally bumper to bumper even. And he's like, "Nope, I'm not slowing down." And he still just like swerved left to make the pass while I am right next to him. And I'm like, "Oh my God." And I was really certain I was going to get a black flag and get banned from the track because it effectively pushed me directly over the pit lane entry line, which is a law
Well,
you don't break at that track, I guess.
you don't break that
And
anywhere,
I
but yes.
Yeah, so that was a very reactive kind of thing, and I tried to piece it all together after the fact too. And I think the only other option I had to not straddle that line was to hit the brakes. But if he still went for it, then I would have tail spun him out, and he would have gone into the wall for pit road. So I think I made the right decision there, but definitely I had some things to think about and was watching for black flags for the next two laps and never got it. Um, so that worked out okay. And then coming down that same straight, it's somewhat of a blind left-hand turn with turn one. And there was a BMW pickup truck. It was like an E30 they turned into a pickup that had just spun out and was kind of rolling to the outside of the track, or the inside of the track, I should say. And that was also kind of a precarious situation of, I mean, I just came around the turn. I just see it there. I have 0.2 of a second to do something. And I just swerved out, dodged them, kept on going. We got real door to door, and like a lot of things from Saturday really started to just like click in how to manage cars, how to manage space, how to manage traffic, how to push the car harder. That's one thing I was really excited about with Sunday is we were taking it easy-ish on the car for Saturday because we have no oil pan baffle, and we were just trying to protect the engine, so we were limiting RPMs to 5,000 and being able to actually drop down to second gear coming out of tighter turns and being able to rev it out the end of straights like car goes. And again, yes, I accept that it's the easy button. Um, but yeah, like fantastic, just genuinely fantastic last session for me.
But also let's also point out there was a lot of easy button cars there that you will be competing against. There were quite a bunch of BMWs already there
There's a
that we
lot of
were
A
bumping up
cars too.
against. There was a lot of A cars.
It's
So
like
yeah,
35 of them or something like that.
yes, they were kind of dragging on you because it's a BMW and is an easy button, but they like I said, you had competition with other BMWs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie. In my opinion, I was not the same caliber as some of those other E46s. Maybe they had a
Mm-hmm.
different setup, but I mean, I'm willing to give it to the driver before the car.
Yeah.
Well, they were also very ballsy in some of the moves they were
Yeah,
making because they were
some of
very
them, yeah,
experienced. They knew what their car could do.
yeah,
And you guys
and
are just starting to understand what that is. So,
yeah, I saw them pop up in my mirror, and I would just like take an outside lane, give them a point by, and be like, just get by me so we can just both get on throttle.
mm-hmm.
So was this your first checker flag, Brad?
Yeah.
And
Oh, it was super cool. It was, I mean, it was a whole bunch of things at once because like we survived the weekend, and I had talked to Cyrus and Anthony from the very beginning on this is like, hey, we're rookies. We don't know what the hell we're doing. Our whole goal is to just cross the finish line on Sunday, keep the car in one piece, try to not get penalized. And genuinely, as a team, Vicki as well, like we did just that. And that was super cool to bring it home as like, hey, like check, mission accomplished. We did it. I remember like staying in that line in hot pits was a little bit stressful because it's like, don't touch the brakes, don't ride the brakes, don't hold the brakes. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I'm just trying to protect every aspect of it. And that was a little mildly anxiety inducing, but I barely have any anxiety remaining after an hour and a half out there. Um, but no, like it's super cool to go through, have the whole crowd lined up, to also get a nice clear shower from dear Anthony here, and Vicky. And then somebody threw a Coors in my hand before I even stopped the car. So that was also nice. Um, it's it was cool. It was exciting. It was, yeah, it was a bomb.
so are the three of you now dumb enough to do this again?
Oh, we're already
We're
mapping it
planning
out.
a September race.
That's a true 24. That's a whole nother beast.
It is a whole other beast, and it would be great to have two very experienced drivers on the team for that.
I got to talk to my cruise director.
Do you know how we might be able to contact them?
Well, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you might have their number, Brad.
No, genuinely, like with your guys' experience, I know you gave me the stipulation about nighttime driving, which there's a lot of daytime driving we're gonna have for that
Mhm.
that whole weekend.
No,
So there's still a place for you, especially with your skill set.
no worries. No
I have
worries.
a question.
Yeah.
How did the board work out?
What do you
Personally, I
mean?
thought it was awesome. It
The
definitely helped
organization board.
understand who's
Ah,
next, what's going on, because I mean, we're running around on the top and bottom of the track to watch the race as well as watch track times, but to just see who's next, how long. It added some structure that definitely helped eliminate some unneeded stress.
So, what was on the board for got to be done next race?
It was a
uh,
organization. So it just basically listed who's going to do fire suppression, who's going to do the next session of driving, who's going to be the right. So it just put a place for everybody who's all suited up in the hot pits, basically.
Oh, no, no, no. I meant what do you guys have to do coming out of the race?
At the bottom of the board was a whole checklist.
Oh, right. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I
No.
I tucked the race car away and I said I'm going to deal with that at a later time. I had to,
Yeah.
I had
Oh,
a whole
that's right.
thing
You're
I had to
flying
do.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think need later. Mostly they had everything that I mean, as for the car went really well. I mean, they would definitely need to do something about allowing suspension for, to create more
Amber.
a camber. Yeah. So they would have to do something like that. That was not on the board. But every time that we borrowed something, I put it on the list because that is something that you will always have to borrow. So I made sure that it would just be things that they can build up, and they were just like small things.
Razor blade, you know,
Right,
stuff like
razor blades, digital clock for the car for sure. For this
I sent
race,
one to Brad in the text message.
yeah.
Nice.
For this race, this particular track, they are going to have some kind of flag or something that's elevated, so they can get plenty of chance to see, when they're coming down the pit, so they know when to hot pit when they're coming down the track.
Or a clock.
Yeah, or a clock. Yeah, but still to let them know that they're ready because they didn't really have radios in the car at this point. We talked about wider gas nozzles because their gas nozzles were very thin. And if they had the wider tops on them, which you can go ahead and figure out how to do that, you might be able to adjust the ones that you have. Um, that
In the
that just
car or the gas cans?
in the gas
Gas
cans.
cans.
Yeah, and
Look
if
up
that's
hot
the
rodding
case,
gas cans.
yes. And you might be able, and I actually, when we reach back out, people build their own. I mean, they go out and get the tubing right from, Home Depot and caps and things like that. So you can figure out how to do that. But that just will speed up your hot pits by so much. You can just dump and then go. And if you notice when you walk around, you'll see stuff like that. But yeah, I'll send this back out to you guys anyway. But the other thing they had to do was they had to remove the carpet from part of the carpet that was still inside the car. And they let them slide this time, but they said but for the next race they want to see that all removed. And I think that was, in the driver's side. It wasn't in the passenger side.
Hmm.
Can you actually run a car with carpeting,
Mm-mm.
or are you not
Not in
allowed to?
lemons.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
No. Anything that could potentially catch fire and create more flame, they want removed.
It's just
Gotcha.
something else to burn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I mean, they had pretty much their basics, but you know, um, just to make things a little bit more functionable, they'll need to have tables, so they can actually get their stuff up off the floor because all their equipment was on the floor and kind of spread out a little bit. And this will kind of organize it a little bit.
Yeah.
But they did. Oh, and the one thing you have to do is as soon as you borrow a transponder, you put that on the board, and so you'll know to return it, because people do forget when you're in the end and you're exhausted. So we
Or
put that on the board too.
or put a post-it or some type of reminder on the seat of your car, so when you're getting in to leave, like
Yeah,
the tow vehicle
on
or
your truck.
on the
Yeah.
whatever, however you got there, put
Hmm.
something on that seat
Hmm.
and return transponder.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
But
you
the
got to mail it. That kind of sucks.
Yeah, we had gone out to a track, and because we were, pants on fire constantly, and when I think it was like our second race, we were walking around the paddock and we started seeing some of the whiteboards, and I'm like, oh, and then Bill's constructed the one that we had, and it did make stuff super easy. It
Yep.
really did. It just gave structure, a foundation.
Yep. So let's see. Let's look at the videotape. The videotape says you came in 32nd out of 82nd, top 40% overall.
What were we in A?
11 out of
14.
17, top 60.
11.
11?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's not
Oh,
bad.
Damn.
First time out, guys. Yeah.
And surprisingly, considering the tenure of your team, you came in 32nd overall and you came in 31st overall in terms of fastest lap time.
Anthony was
All hats
killing
off
it.
to Anthony Hiddle.
Anthony was killing it.
Mr. coming in
what is
with
that?
birthday go-kart experience and sets the fucking fastest time of the weekend.
He had
I
like a 219, somewhere between.
216.
Oh, he did
Yeah.
15 or 16, yeah.
Okay.
yeah, no, yeah.
There's still more
I
to
did.
be
I,
done, though, guys. So
I need.
I
Well,
think
there's so
HPDE.
much to. Yeah, I
You know
will
what?
actually do it.
While I've got you here in the spotlight, where do you feel like you were pulling like some great time out of the track and out of the car? Like, what do you feel was you were excelling in that got your lap time so low, other than being a crazy son of a bitch?
I mean, yeah, honestly. I think that when I was doing well, when I actually, ironically, the 216, I remember that lap time because I had a 218 and a 216 right next to each other. And I thought that the 218 was the faster lap. I was a lot more aggressive on the 218. I started losing a little bit of brakes on the 216. And I think, ironically, that probably led to the faster lap because I had to slow a little bit sooner and think about the corner a little bit more before I could turn in.
Or maybe not slow as much.
Or maybe, yeah, right. Yeah, maybe. But I think that when I was hitting fast lap times, I was there's a few corners that if you do them wrong can punish you a
Yep.
lot. And I think that corner number, I'm trying to think about it for a second. Hold on. Corner number 4, which is that downhill right turn.
Yep.
Isn't it right after the straight?
Yep.
3 is right after the straight. And then there's a left, and then you switch over to the left, and then you take it wide, and you cut in at the last second.
Turn
If you don't
6.
take that, oh, is that 6? Okay. If you don't take that right, it punishes you. And then you come up 7. And then for 8, if you don't take 8 right, that will also punish you. And then corner number 11 is probably one of the harder ones to get, in my opinion. Correct. And if you don't take it right, it's an uphill too. So if you don't take it right, it double punishes you because not only coming out of it slow, but then you're also trying to fight an uphill. And so, man, you can knock some seconds off of that. I think number 11 it'll really let you know that you messed up. I mean, yeah, all the corners are tough. I mean, I don't have any of the corners down, to be honest with you. I'm just, there's a difference between messing them up at an amateur level and then just completely bombing it. I think.
Well, it looks like even Anthony's got some time left, because I looked at some of the other cars that are similar, and it's hard to tell because what did they do to the car? Who knows? But I'd say there's a good 3 to 5 seconds left out there, easy.
Oh yeah. Well, I think that not only that, but we were chewing up our front left tire a lot, and Chris made a good point. Because what I was doing was coming into the corner, and then apparently while you're in the corner, you shouldn't also be braking.
Mm-mm.
I was doing that a lot. So I was chewing up that front left tire quite a bit, especially off of the straight on the high speed corner, number 3
Right.
or 4.
Well, the other thing that you guys got to think about, and I'm going to recommend for all of you, my prescription would be go do some HPDEs, because there's, let's just say it's 215 on this track is what you guys could do, and let's just say that there's the difference between getting to 215 and being nice to your car and
Yeah.
tires, and then there's 215 and you're killing your car and your tires. So, you want to be, the latter is much more important for an endurance race. Like getting one lap is fairly easy to be much faster, but you also have friends that you want to give the car to at the end of the stint that they would like to have brakes and tires. So it's
true.
often helpful. We've come to wrapping up point. Miss Vicki has her favorite question to end the day. Miss Vicki.
What went right? What went wrong? And what could you do better? And this is a question you should ask yourself as a team after every single race as you grow. Why don't we
I have a
start?
couple.
Go ahead,
Oh, go
Anthony.
ahead. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to take it. Well, I think the number one thing we did the best is, and this mostly goes out to Brad and myself, Cyrus too, but each of us have a strength and we played our strengths. Because Brad, I mean, he's a great guy, but he's not super mechanically involved. Like he doesn't know how to weld, he doesn't know how to fabricate and things like that. I can do those things. And so when it came to building the car, I was in charge of building the car. And when it came into the logistics of things, honestly, I really don't like logistics and I'm not a people person. So Brad actually took over on that front, made sure we all had our registration. There's a lot involved with this stuff too, right? It's a full-time job, but we all had a registration. We all had all the, boxes checked and everything. I think Brad killed it when it came to the logistics. I mean, we did run down to the time on things, but had we both been trying to tackle these things at the same time, never would have made it. Never would have made it. So
Thanks, man. But
Well, you're
also
welcome.
on the other side of the coin, we would have no chance of being here without fabrication and intensive mechanical know-how. So right back at you, man.
And you know what? Cyrus added, he is like the unspoken backup. Like he's so quiet in what he
Yeah, we
does,
we
but
call them in for emergencies.
oh my gosh, but I tell you what, he was, he was the sous chef, but he held like he was like the underline. But I do have to say that these guys work so well together. I mean, I got to say, that's what I kept telling Brad. I'm like, this is your core. This is your core team. I mean, you guys are seamless. I'm sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interject. I just want to, champion little Cyrus there because, he might be quiet, but, he pulled his
Well,
weight without anybody really, quietly he pulled his
Cyrus,
weight.
Cyrus has his strengths too, and I didn't say
That's what I
anything, but
mean.
when it comes to Cyrus, what's nice about Cyrus is number one, you tell him to do something and he will do exactly what you tell him to do. Yes.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to like dog on him by any means, but it's like, hey man, go out there, don't break the car and don't get a black flag. And he went out there, he didn't break the car and he didn't have a black flag. I mean, what more can you ask for? Not only that, but also like little things too. It's like we were running behind on Monday. We kind of realized the mountain of stuff we had to get through, right? And so we were putting feelers out there, and Cyrus is like, okay, well, I'll take care of X, Y, and Z. And Cyrus is the guy that when he says he's going to do it, he 100% is going to do it. And he's just the guy that you can always count on. If he says he's going to happen, it's going to happen. And it does every time. So absolutely phenomenal.
Something I want to add as far as what went really well for our team specifically is honestly how well we all work together.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean, we work together. We're all great friends and everything went smoothly, even when it wasn't. Right. So everyone was able to really we can rely on each other. There's no doubt with any of us that we can do the things we need to do. And it made it more fun because there's nothing, there's no contention. There's no issues between any of us. So we can just figure anything out. which was really great. And I think that helped us out the most with everything from start to finish, is being able to just pick up whatever needs to get done.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right, what do you got to do better though?
No, we didn't do what went wrong.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
I thought we were going to skip that one.
ooh, what went wrong is we trusted Chrissy, but I'm not gonna put that on her. That's a
Diabolical.
We didn't give
it,
ourselves enough time to properly test the car. I wish I could have. I mean, there's always like 1,000 things you can, want to change in the car, but there were definitely a few things that were important to to test out. And I think number one was alignment. And I put a very basic, I would say a sporty daily driver alignment on it. And that didn't go very well for the track. And on top of that, I was also beating up the tires, so I'm sure we all were a little bit. But and then there were a few bigger items I would have liked to get done as far as safety of the engine, right? So baffles in the oil pan on that, I would have loved to get that in. We didn't have a chance, so we were trying to take it easy. So just overall preparation and time, I think we should have given ourselves a lot more time and a lot more testing.
Mm-hmm. Do you have the second fuel pump in there too?
That is the
what
original fuel pump.
No, and
Still.
sorry, because it's got a saddle gas can. Do you have gas tank? Do you have two pumps in there or no?
We only have one pump, just
Okay.
one pump.
That might
And
be
we were
something that
we were experiencing fuel cut at a third of a tank. If you push the car at about a third of a tank, it'll fuel cut. Yeah.
right. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, things to learn from.
Oh yeah, plenty.
Mhm.
You never walk away from a race having like, oh yeah, I killed it.
They're always in training.
Always. Let's see what are you going to do better next time? I mean, if you're
Being
doing a
one for
24-hour race, you're going to need more drivers,
You got to, if you're going
that's
in
a
for the
great point you bring up,
24,
Bill.
it's going to be crazy.
It's a great point you guys bring up.
Mhm.
That's a hint to you, Vicki, by the way.
I think we have a couple drivers that are highly likely going to come for the 24. We still down an official whole driver. We don't have technically. So yeah, we definitely need more drivers. I think we need a couple more pit crew. We can't have poor Blake carting fuel all 24 hours on Saturday and Sunday. No way. So we need a
Yeah.
couple more pit crew.
And a shout out to Blake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What an animal.
Did he wear his
What a
shirt?
trucker.
He did.
He did wear his shirt.
Nice.
Actually, he flirted with it in a sense. Physically flirted with it when I got my black flag. Do we really get a black flag? As he's like squeezing his chest together, turning around. Are you sure? Then he would show the back of the shirt and kind of wiggle a little bit.
I mean, when you got it, flaunt it,
Work with what you got.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that race is going to be coming up. You're going to need more drivers. I think you can go up as far as 6 for that one.
You can go further. You can go as far as you want.
Yeah, you can do 6, but it's going to be dark, so you're going to need lighting. I don't know if they have track lights. I don't know.
They don't have lights
There's
there.
no track
Yeah.
light.
So I know that people that are out there, they physically wired in lights to their car. So, there might have to do something with that. That's not going to drain the battery I mean, I don't know anything about electrical about anything, but they, they've kind of wired their cars lined them with lights, and they put stuff on them. And I think the lights themselves were lighted up on their numbers. So, that's something you got to figure out.
There's car prep for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. It's going to be another week or so of me installing lights this time, and I do have still a couple things I'd like to get taken care of. on just the basic mechanics of the car. I'm definitely going to put a lot more camber in it. I'd like a front and rear stabilizer bar, all the little things, right? It's just a lot of work.
And
Absolutely.
theme, Brad. What are you going to
And
do?
theme.
Now you got
Brad has to
time.
theme this time. Yeah.
You got time.
There's no welding in themes. Well, there doesn't have to be welding in themes. How about that?
No,
I mean, there
you could
can be.
Could be.
you could fabricate your car. They
Yeah.
love when you put stuff on it. They love when you put stuff on it.
Bigger is better.
Yep.
That
So
is in the works.
yeah, so my car, we actually have drill holes all through the roof, but we also wrap our car, so the wrap covers the holes, so we don't really have to worry about leakage or anything like that. So that's also an option, that if you just want to get a strip of black to put over the top, should you do any welding or not welding, but screwing things down and stuff like that. There's always something. But, again, if you decide to do any kind of wrapping, just remember is 20 feet, 20 miles an hour. You just learn after that, you just learn how to wrap.
It's all
Oh,
about the
yeah.
beat and the enunciation.
Yep.
I've got some
So
contacts that may be able to help out in the wrapping department as well.
yeah, it doesn't have to be perfect. So if you guys just do it yourself, you just learn. It doesn't have to be perfect.
At minimum, I think he would be able to help us with the printouts and cuts.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plan.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Start
Miss
of the plan.
Vicki, before we go, your
Mhm.
first away race, your first non-Garage Heroes in Training race. What do you think?
I was tired going out there, and I was thinking, am I overdoing this?
If
But I
it's
got
worth doing.
there.
I mean,
Yeah. But I got there, and I'm glad I went early because I got a chance to go around and understand how the landscape of Denver works and all its vicinities. And I was able to go out and collect some things for the team that I knew that they would need. And it was great hanging out with Chrissy and Chris and their kitties. And I was very comfortable. They have chickens, so I was really enjoying hanging out with the chickens.
they had an egg the other
Yeah.
day.
Oh, I knew they were going to have an egg. I knew which chicken it was too. And then, but going to the race and experiencing it was a great track. It was great people. The team works so well together. Um, and like they said, we might have been under fire for, time, but it was all managed very calmly, very calmly. And, at times we were just sitting around just waiting, didn't really have much to do, but that's usually what happens at your first race. So don't get too comfortable. Things happen. You guys truly haven't been tested yet.
Fair.
Yeah, but yeah, I would certainly do it again. I would. I enjoy the traveling. My next trip is going to be at Gingerman. And
Brad, there's your chance.
my next trip is going to be at Gingerman, and I'll be going up there with the Italian job and taking a seat in their car sometime in December. And I'm excited.
Hello.
You know,
You're not going to race in Gingerman in December. How about September?
no, I thought I said September. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So I'm excited. There's something very relaxing about showing up and taking on a different responsibility. And some of that work is off me because normally I'm in the garage and I'm usually doing a lot of garage stuff. And it's usually late nights and stuff like that in the paddocks and stuff. My sister does the job that I was doing for you guys. So I was kind of doing Bill's and Jennifer's job. But it was refreshing. I felt relaxed and not constantly under pressure. So that was really nice. I would do it
Glad.
again.
Brad.
Nice.
Brad.
Yeah. So when is it you're racing in September?
I'm not sure when the Gingerman race is.
September 4th weekend.
Okay. Ooh.
The
So
next
definitely
weekend.
I would say that'd be a good conversation between the two of you on I mean travel
We'll
could be
have to talk,
great.
Bill.
Vicky could come out.
That's
Bill
true.
and I,
She's done
But
2 in a row already.
now, we did have some opportunity to kind like you got to experience this. I would love to share the experience with Bill. Hell, I'd love to share the experience with both of you guys out here if we can make that happen.
We'll see. We'll see. It's up to the cruise director,
yeah, Bill and I will talk. We'll
Yeah.
kind of
which
check
is
out
code for
this.
she's going to tell me what the answer is.
No, we have I don't commit until I see the calendar and see what else is happening that's going on around it, you know. So yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, it does sound like you guys had a great weekend. It sounds like your first weekend went really well. Don't plan on them all going this smoothly.
I know. I know.
When they
Job well
say
I
done.
feel like
24
this was a
hours,
gift.
sometimes you're working 24 hours into the night. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think as a first experience, though, we all got exactly what we needed to prep for all future races, which
Cool.
is all what we were hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
No. I've heard of first race weekends that have gone a ton worse than that. So you guys did well.
Did very, very well.
Well, we
It's
had
in-
a lot of advice, which helped
Yeah.
out quite a bit, to be
Mhm.
honest with you. A
You,
huge
So
amount.
you
That
still
that
have
thank
it
you
if you
is
need it
guys.
here. So
yeah, that is also what Chris and Chrissy did was what we call ambassadoring. So they do the camp share, and in that process, besides just,
Yeah.
taking part in camp share, is educating you on what the paddock is, how's that supposed to run, and possible meals that you need to sustain yourself and how easy that could be. So as that happens, as we go further and into your racing, we can, send that information out to you and send possible simple recipes, as in, like, I think one of our dishes that everybody really liked was simply just two rotisseries and some really
Bread and
great
chicken and
quality
barbecue sauce.
and barbecue sauce put into a crock pot with a liner. You never have to wash the crock pot, and it just cooks. It just cooks. And
there's racing stuff too besides food.
Well,
yes, there
I
is. There
mean,
is.
to be
But
fair, this is the underspoken hero of every race event's the food. But
Absolutely.
right.
it's true. But also not only that, but it's, even all the stuff leading up to, we had a huge amount of help with interpreting some of the rules for lemons, which can be kind of, confusing. So for me, the guy who was building the car, I had a lot of questions about some of the caveats to some of the, minor details on our particular build. And we had, well, obviously we had Vicki help us out as much as she could too. And then Chris also came out and helped because we were worried about one of the positions on the roll cage and things like that. So we had a lot of help. We had a lot of help from start to finish, not just
Yeah.
with the weekend, not just with, the
Mhm.
race, but also with the building of the car, which was a huge advantage, to be honest with
Mhm.
you.
Well,
And
we
those
wanted
resources are always available.
Yeah,
we wanted your
that
first
was
one to be a good
clutch.
one. So
Mhm.
No, without that, it would we probably wouldn't pass tech, honestly. you know.
so Brad, how is it being team captain?
I mean, it's the responsibility of just making sure we check all the boxes that have to be checked. Making sure everybody clicks the complete registration button, which coming from personal experience, there's a lot of value in that failure in the past, and I don't want these guys to have to go through that.
Nope.
But I mean, it's not like somebody's got to complete the registration, therefore I'm team captain, but you're the captain of nothing if you ain't got a team. And these guys,
Oh yeah.
like Vicky coming out too with everything that she did, like it's just pure raw teamwork.
Yep.
Mhm.
No pressure, right?
Delegate, delegate, delegate.
Yep.
Is what's going to save your team.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So well done, guys. You did well.
Well done. You guys killed it.
You can keep
So
bothering us
proud.
with questions too. No problem.
Oh, we'll have
What's
them,
that?
I'm sure.
Mhm.
Keep bothering us with questions.
Oh,
Mhm.
I know. Oh, I know how it goes. And I will. Don't worry.
I know.
Yeah.
And
So
let's not go too much longer because I think it's 2 o'clock in the AM local time for one of us here. So
Oh, Jesus.
Oh no, it's only 1 a.m., guys. We're
Oh,
good.
Yeah.
okay. That's easy.
Yeah.
Let's go for another hour.
Still
My sleep schedule is completely destroyed at this point. It's gonna take me a week to fix it.
And then you got to come back once you get it settled.
And then fix it all over again. Yep.
Indeed.
No,
The
thank
good
you
thing
guys
is when
again.
it's 12 hours away, it's there's no good way. Like everybody's like, oh, when you go east, it's easy. When you go west, it's hard. When you go west, it's hard. When you go east, it's easy. It's like when you go 12 hours, it sucks both times.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
halfway around the world.
Yeah, there's no good way. There's two ways to do it. You can either stay up until you pass out at the right time, or you sleep an entire day. And I like to stay up as much as possible. That's the fastest. Once you get that first day, then after about 2 days, you're good.
There we go. All right. Well, people don't listen to that guy. Uh, well done, guys. Thanks for taking care of my beautiful bride. Hopefully, she helped you with a couple tips and tricks out there. And well done.
Mhm.
Yeah. Big
Thank you
thanks
for
for
letting me
trusting
race
us
with
Much
you.
appreciated.
with her safety.
Mhm.
Yeah,
She
much
wouldn't have got in the
appreciated.
car if it wasn't safe, so that's fine.
Thank you for the opportunity. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely,
lot of fun.
guys. Thank you for this too.
Have a great day or evening or morning or whatever you're going to call this, Anthony. Whatever.
Thanks again. I highly appreciate it. Thanks for all the experience and the advice you guys sent our way. It was very well used, and it was in a lot of need. So that really helped out quite a bit, to be honest with you.
Anytime.
Mhm.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night or
Thank
day.
you. Have a good one.
Before we part, happy Father's Day, y'all.
Oh, happy Father's Day. That's right.
Yeah. Miss Vicky's giving us the finger. Only it's the good one this time.
It's-
Mhm.
All righty, guys. I'll see y'all.
All right. Thanks, everybody.